Welcome to a tutorial on EntryPro. We're going to walk through how to create profiles and entry cards for the Linear EntryPro telephone entry system by Nice. So let's get started. To create a card holder, first you must access the system by entering the IP address of the system. Enter your user ID and password, and then click Login. Navigate to the administration section of the sitemap, or select the person icon at the top to display the administration sub-menus. Depending on the firmware version you're on, it will either say resident or cardholder. I will use the term cardholder, but the terms are interchangeable. Select the cardholder sub-menu. Here you will see the search options that are always available at the end of the list of cardholders. To add a new cardholder, select New. The minimum entries under the personnel information are the first name and the last name. In order for the person to be called by a visitor requesting access, the phone number must also be filled in. This can be any type of phone number, including a cell phone number, but must be in the phone number section. Under the card section, select Add Card. You will see this selection expand to show all programming selections for adding the card information. Select the appropriate card format for the card. Enter the card number. If the number is illegible, or if you don't know what number to enter, you can use the auto scan option to get the system to read the card number for you. To use the auto scan option, you must select from the drop-down the door reader that you are closest to, and then select Card Scan. You will have up to 30 seconds to present that card to the reader. The card number section will auto-populate with that card's number. You will leave the card status as active, and generally you will leave the card type as normal. For more information on the other card types available, please read the EntryPro instruction manual. Under Access Level, select the access type, either individual or group, and then select the access level that the cardholder is to receive by highlighting that level, and then selecting the blue arrow to move it over to the box on the right. Access levels are required to be created prior to creating a cardholder. Under the activation date, you will typically leave it as Never Expired. But if you wish to, you can deselect Never Expired and enter a future activation date and expiration date. Ensure you select Save. There is no auto-save function, so you must select Save or the information will be lost. The card information will shrink up to a single line and is now saved. Continue to populate the person's profile and the remaining sections. Under the options sections, you can grant them American Disability Act or ADA timing, exempt them from anti-passback, assign them their web user account created for them if they are going to be an administrator of the system, and select their threat level if they are required to have access even in the event of a threat on the premises. Select Directory Listed if the panel is to have the cardholder listed and available for persons to call and request access to the property. If the individual is something like a property manager and not a resident, you can leave this block unchecked and they will still have access to the property, but will not be listed as a resident to call. Enter a directory code. This is mandatory. The system does not give you the next available directory code, so it is recommended to have a system for keeping them straight, like maybe using a house number as the directory code, for example. Enter an entry code. This is also mandatory and is usually a 4 to 6 digit number that can be used for residents to access the property. At times, this may not be desired. If an entry code is not desired to be used, you can instead enter a number greater than 6 digits, and since the panel only goes up to 6 digits, it will not be usable for access, but will still meet the requirements as an entry code. Select the access level that the user will have. This defines the gates and doors and the times that the user was allowed to access them. Highlight the access level that they are to be given and use the blue arrow to move it to the box on the right. Ensure you now select Save. Again, there is no auto-save function, so you must select Save or the information will be lost. You have now created a resident/cardholder that will have access to the property. Refer to your programming and user guide, or watch our other videos for further programming information. Thank you for watching.